We're tackling the home, a creative, colorful, and unique accessory to wake up a boring space. I think we all can say we have those in our houses, and it's sure to liven up your next party. Today, we're showing you how to make a crafty but still classy yarn chandelier. Yes, you heard me correctly. They're dripping in bright, happy colors and soft textures, and sure to be a showstopper no matter where you hang them. We've got Sarah Quilter here to share this magical and dreamy look of the chandelier, and she's going to show us how we can make them ourselves, correct?
Yes, and I'm so excited.
First off, though, we look at where did you come up with this idea for a yarn chandelier?
Just kind of as I've been looking on Pinterest and just all the different textures and things I've seen, leathers, fabrics, all sorts of stuff, and yarn I have seen too draped in different events, and I just kind of had the idea to combine almost a dream catcher look, but just let the yarn hang straight down instead of putting it flat against the wall on these ones.
Okay, so let's establish a little bit. Where would you put these in a house?
I actually use these ones at a wedding, but they could definitely be tucked in a little corner just for some texture as a backdrop in a room. They could be layered, and my girls really wanted it as an actual chandelier in their room. You could do a light fixture inside if it was a lighter watt.
And obviously you'd probably need to shorten the yarn a little bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't
so it's not hanging in the middle of the room a little bit. That's
right. In a corner still, I think it'd be more of an ambient light.
So corner is the key.
Yes, just kind of tucked away nice. These ones, this one over here is my favorite. It shows all different textures, kind of different elements that I use. So there's yarn, 2 different thicknesses here of the yarns. Also the glittery ribbon that I used here, and some satin ribbon, some gold ribbon. And this lace that's hiding back here was just cut by the yard. And then I just took some scissors to it to make it into long strips to add just another soft element in here. This one's my favorite because of the different textures. And
okay, and one question, how do you make the topper for this? I mean, some circles are bigger than the others.
Yes.
We've got these little ones over here.
Yeah, little baby ones. These are actually just embroidery hoops, just wooden embroidery hoops that you can buy at the craft store. They range in prices. Obviously, the smaller one is less. The great big ones, probably close to $8 that we show up here. And these are just 2 different size embroidery hoops that have been layered. And the ribbon is looped over the second before it comes all the way down.
Okay, and how much material would you use? Because that's always the...
That is a lot of material.
Yes.
I know, it's a lot of yarn, quite a bit. This big one took about 7 skeins of yarn, of just this yarn. And then there's the white one. The silver one I used 7, the white one I probably used 4 just to kind of supplement in there. And you can see there are still spots that aren't completely covered. You could use more, you could use less, totally your own preference, how full and thick you want them. That is another reason I added the ribbon in the fabric, was just to kind of give it some filler and a little bit of more dimension in there.
And on the top here, is that just a standard kind of that loop knot that you pull down and through?
Yes, and I'll show you in a little bit. I'll probably have you just hold one of the sticks and I'll show you. Yeah, just loop it through. It's easy. It's really not hard. It's time consuming. That's the difference. It's not expensive when you get these things on sale.
Okay.
Time consuming. That's the biggest thing I have to say. It will take time.
Now you also have a different look of these, and this is the application for the one here on the wall.
This one's a raw edge. I'm going to show you how to cut that. If this one over here has been cut already at the angles. So it has the angles cut here. It was raw edge like this one. I just went with all different colors and textures. My girl's room is bright and happy, and I was kind of pulling from that. So this one, I really just kind of went crazy with the colors. Color blocking, I love. It kind of keeps it cohesive, but gives you all the different pops, and it can add a fun element to any room as well.
And what I absolutely love about these is that element. You can completely customize it to your home's color scheme. I hate getting that decoration that's just doesn't quite look right, but you love it. But and this is that perfect way to...
They're unique too. They add something kind of different. And I think in a baby's nursery, even a smaller scale, or behind the crib, or in a living room, you could do a huge one. I used just simple dowel rods here, but you could get a tree stick, a branch, or copper rods, anything really that you want to hang it from. So it's really quite easy, and I'll show you really quick.
We're showing the cut method on this one.
Yes. So another thing, the yarn that I used was just the cheapest, least expensive I could find. It doesn't have to be quality, just anything that you can find. And sharp scissors. They're a must with this. If you've got dull ones,
check all of your scissors in your house.
Dull ones are going to make you grumpy and not super happy. So when you're just kind of trying to get the angle that you want, really you can't go wrong, but I would say go longer before you go shorter. It's easier to kind of fix.
Kind of like with the haircut, right?
Yes, yes. It's way easier to fix a mistake if it's left long. So I'm just kind of going to start at the bottom and start snipping away at an angle. So easy. You can just eyeball it. I'm going to make it a little more drastic here. And then just let this one fall a little bit more down this side.
And are you looking for that kind of shag look in the sense of,
yes.
where it's not real, where it doesn't have to have that perfect straight cut line? That's not what you're going for.
If you go for perfection, you're going to drive yourself nuts. I think especially with this yarn, you can go in and kind of fix up the loose ends and stuff like this. But I think asymmetrical, I love. You can just go straight across. You can go straight and down anything. Just even looking online, getting some ideas. You look up yarn chandeliers on Pinterest, you're going to get a lot of fun ideas. But if you don't like that, snip at it again. You can do whatever you want on these, and they're fun. And my girls, when I was making these, went to town on a couple themselves. It's easy for kids, it's fun, and then if you put it in their room, it just kind of gives them their own element of something they made, but maybe mom likes too.
I absolutely love
fun.
that. Okay,
it's a lot of fun.
And we mentioned the tying method. Do we want to take a look at that?
I do want to show you. So I just have a clip.
I think that's what intimidates me right now.
And it's really
figuring out how to tie this.
Right, and it is the easiest part. So this is just a piece of the dowel rod that I cut off of one of these. And I'm just going to snip a piece of yarn. So when you're trying to think of how long you want this, double the length when you cut it, because you're going to flip it in half. The piece of yarn will be bent in half here. Okay. Then just go over the rod and pull it through the loop.
And this is the same method on all of them?
Exact same method. Just like that.
Just like that.
So easy. And you just keep going down the line and pull it through.
Now, could you do multiple yarn sections together, or do you need to do them one by one?
You can do them multiple at a time, but it is going to be a clump. Where this gives you a nice, smooth finish across the board, it'll clump in different sections if there are multiples. It's not necessarily going to save you time. It's going to clump it up a little bit more. You can. I'm not saying, I mean, really, just use your imagination on these, but I recommend one at a time.
I have on this is how many yarn pieces about gives you that thickness?
This is probably 20. For every piece you cut, it's going to double because you're flipping it over.
Okay.
So this is probably 20. I used one full skein of black yarn on this one.
Okay.
So it was quite a bit longer. I even trimmed it a little bit before we came. So it was quite a bit longer even to start. But like I said, I got the yarn on sale and it was about $3. Maybe you can even find it cheaper than that.
But and so that's
really not pricey.
Cost-effective accessory in your home.
Yes.
Where can people go get more ideas from you? Instagram?
Yes, my Instagram is Sarah Beth Designs, and I have a lot of fun stuff on there. A lot of weddings coming up, so I'll be posting some more backgrounds, some more different ideas for that as well.
And do you have any fun spring things coming up that you're?
Oh my gosh, a lot of fun. I'm wanting more color, such as these things. Wanting a lot more color, so we're going to be kind of experimenting with some Easter parties and different backgrounds for those as well.
We love these ideas. A sure way to brighten up your party. Thank you so much for joining us.